Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam44. As you may remember, Devahuti, with a blush, asked her husband for children. Kardama smiled softly at her and said, "So be it." With his yogic power, Kardama created a vimana, a floating palace with lovely gardens and lakes and flowers and jeweled pillars and seats covered with silk and brocade. It stood at the doorway of the ashram. Devahuti stood looking at it. Kardama saw her eyes filled with longing and said, "My dear wife, enter the Bindusaras. After bathing in it, you will go with me in the vimana wherever you wish." And added, "This Saras has been formed because of the kindness of Lord Narayana, and it will grant the desire of everyone." Devahuti, whose eyes were blue, whose raiments were soiled, whose hair was all unkempt because of neglect, whose body was thin, emaciated because of her vratas, entered the Bindusaras because her husband had asked her to. Even as she was looking, an amazing thing happened. Hundreds of young and beautiful maidens were there to welcome her. They bathed her with oil and perfumed water and dressed her in costly silks. They decked her with jewels, and when she came out of the saras, she could not recognize herself. All her charm and her maiden beauty had come back to her, and she thought shyly of Kardama. He was quicker than thought and came and stood by her side. She looked at him, and he had also become different. He looked like he used to when they were married. He was as handsome as a Gandharva. With a smile, he took her hand and placed her in the vimana. It rose up in the air and was soon traveling with the speed of Vayu. The young couple spent several years in the vimana. They lost count of time, and they spent all their nights and days in happiness, oblivious to the world. Hundreds of years passed, and they knew it not. Devahuti became the mother of 9 daughters, and Kardama realized that it was time to go back to the earth. The dream was over, and Devahuti came back to reality. She knew that her husband would leave her and go away to perform tapas. He had spoken about it long ago when they were to be married. She went to his presence and spoke to him in soft and gentle terms. She said, "My lord, you've told my father long ago that you would abandon the grihastashram as soon as I became the mother of children. I know now that the time has come when you will leave me. But my lord, how can I bear this separation? I am ignorant. Please teach me how to be rid of the fear of samsara. I'm frightened. I will have to live all by myself. The children, when they grow up, will find suitable husbands for themselves. I will get no solace from them. Please stay back for a while. Who knows? I may get a son who will help me, who may teach me how to be rid of this bondage called worldliness. When I was with you all these days before the children were born, my desire for you was earthly. Attachment of a worldly person to one who is also worldly like her leads to bondage. But when this same attachment is to one who is beyond the ties of worldliness, they say that it leads to salvation. You are detached. Will my love for you then lead me to salvation? Consider me. I have been your wife. I am the wife of one who is the greatest of the tapasvins, and yet this heart of mine is still grieving over worldly things which I am to lose. I am indeed the most unfortunate of women, since I have been deceived by the Maya of the Lord." Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.